Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Raj here, and as you can see by the title, it's not going to be a really exciting video. So today, Apple apparently, quote-unquote, decided to name AirPower as being dead. So basically, this article here comes courtesy of 9to5Mac. It's really via TechCrunch that originally reported on this, but according to this article, sorry by the way, I was looking over there, but according to this article, it basically is saying that, like I'm summing this up, and it's basically just saying that there was too many technical challenges with AirPower. That's why Apple decided to quote unquote kill it. And reason why I'm doing quotation marks like this is because I believe actually it's not completely dead. Now, lots of YouTubers are saying, and everybody else really is saying that, oh no, AirPower is a lost case. It's dead, because Apple confirmed that it was dead. But I actually found some evidence suggesting otherwise. Because if you look here, this is Apple's AU website, or Australian website. Look at this source code right here. This is, by the way, the HTML code. Look at this. This legit says right here, AirPower. How unbelievable. So, Apple, I mean, if you're watching this, please don't do jokes like this. If this is a joke, like, please don't, because it's just disheartening. So, I mean, this honestly could very well, though, guys, be an actual joke, because there is clearly source code right here on, like, there's HTML source code suggesting that AirPower is probably still in the works, just in a different form. Because if you remember the original design of AirPower, which is right here, obviously, I'm not going to play the video, obviously, because it's 9to5Mac's video, and I don't want to copyright him, but him or her, I'm not really sure who runs 9to5Mac mainly, but basically, though, if you look at the design here of AirPower, it is very, very thin. That was one of the main problems that I agree with. But Apple did say that two of the main problems were overheating issues and software issues. Now, the overheating issues, those were actually reported on about a month ago or so, and many reliable sources said that those issues were fixed, and that Apple made it just slightly thicker than it was advertised back in 2017, and that it would be releasing soon. So that alone indicates that, I mean, it honestly indicates that Apple is most likely still working on this and just decided to maybe kind of trick us a bit and ditch this design. Maybe they're not going with this design anymore, but they're making something new. They just threw this design in the scrapyard and they decided to make something new, but still function as AirPower was advertised. So it would be able to charge 3 devices, basically anywhere you wanted on the mat, whether it would be an iPhone, an Apple Watch, or AirPods wireless charging case. You'd be able to charge 3 devices, basically, and place them anywhere you want on the mat, so there's not a dedicated space because of overlapping coils. And Apple has still several patents to suggest that there is actually still the existence of that patent that they have. And also, I just wanted to show you guys here as proof of concept of the patent right here, because I actually have a picture of it right here. And sorry about all the other text and all of that, but yeah, so I don't know if you guys can really see it that clearly, but basically that right there is their patent of AirPower. Or at least like how the coils would sort of line up. So actually here, let me just get a little bit closer here so that you guys can clearly see it. But yeah, that right there, oh, oops, looks like my phone was about to time out there. Sorry about that, and I'm moving away from the camera. All right, let's see. Just have to wait for it to focus here, guys. Sorry, there's lots of light flares here. But that's basically AirPower's sort of prototype, or like what it was supposed to be comprised of. So basically, it's essentially overlapped wireless charging coils. And there is a total of 32 coils. It goes basically, what is it? It's 7 by 8 by 8 coils basically, or I believe it's some pattern like that, but basically there's supposed to be in total 32 coils. So that is quite a lot of coils for AirPower. And now also another proof of concept that AirPower might not actually be dead is that there is an image, if you look on the wireless charging case of the new AirPods on like that Apple's selling right now. If you have received those and if you've looked at the back of them, you can clearly see that there's an image of AirPower on that. And the print date, I know it's 2018, but would they really send something out like that if they knew that they were canceling AirPower? No. And also, the other thing is that this article, by the way, that apparently TechCrunch published at first saying that AirPower was dead and that the VP of Hardware and Engineering confirmed to be dead, he said that it was an email. We never got another source, at least like a reliable one, like from Apple's website. Because if you remember about the whole iPhone 6S lithium-ion batteries sort of like being degraded heavily so that Apple was like slowing down the phones to protect them and to protect its users, there was an actual official thing on Apple's website. Whereas if you scour Apple's websites, and like really not even just the US one, other countries basically, you will find out that there is nothing on there suggesting that AirPower is canceled. Nothing. And that's kind of a contradictory point because, I mean, usually when something big like that happens, because this was a big project in Apple, like, you guys cannot doubt this. This was a huge project and might still even be a huge project in Apple. They might actually be tricking us into believing that AirPower is, quote-unquote, dead to buy themselves more time, which makes sense because AirPower is not as simple as most of you guys think. It involves hardware and software, like Apple has been doing, working harmoniously together. And with wireless chargers, right now, even Apple has said this, is that the standards right now, they don't exist. So Apple is trying to not only build a wireless charger, they're trying to build the future of contact-to-contact wireless charging. Which, I mean, it's not as simple as just doing this. This is a wireless charging power bank, by the way. As you can see, bam, it's charging my phone. It's not as simple as doing that. That's not what AirPower is. AirPower is something completely different. Now, it does still have that same concept of wireless charging, where you basically place the device down on this, like, charger, basically like this. They come in any shape, really, or form, but you place the device down and it starts to charge. That is its similarity it shares with all wireless chargers. The thing it does not share, and the thing that is exclusive to this AirPower design that was quote-unquote killed by Apple, was that you can place the devices, again, anywhere you wanted on the actual device. You can place it anywhere you wanted on the AirPower. And say if you didn't even have all three, you didn't need to. You could still charge one device or two devices from it, which is, like, absolutely insane. So, honestly, if it were up to me, I would probably say that Apple might still be working on AirPower as in the project, because also if you look at this, I have actually another piece of evidence here on my phone. Sorry that some of these are on my phone and not on my MacBook here, but if you look at this screenshot right here I took just today, actually, when they said that AirPower was quote-unquote killed. And once it sort of focuses here, sorry, it's, again, the lens, I mean, not lens flares, but, like, light, at least, the lighting, it's a little too strong. But yeah, if you look right there, that's right there Apple's trademarks, as in, that's the rights they have, in terms of, product launches. And actually, here, I'm gonna just turn down my brightness, actually, because that might also be another reason why it's, so bright. But yeah, so as you can see right there, I don't know if you can really see it that well, AirPower is still there, Like, you can see right there that AirPower, in terms of a trademark, is still right there. And also, to prove this further, I'm going to reload that website that I took that screenshot from and show you guys that it might actually still exist. So let me just go here to their legal trademark list. Let's see if AirPower is still here currently. And it should be too. So let's just quickly look here. Just scrolling down here. Yep, it is still here. As you can see, this is a live website. This is not a screenshot. It's the website itself. I was just kind of scrolling there to kind of show you guys there. And actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's use 2 hands. But yeah, once this focuses here, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, getting the camera angles is a little bit difficult, but yeah, as you can see right there, again, it's basically the real website. It's the real deal. And you can even look at the URL right there. It's all legitimate. And right there, it says AirPower. That's still one of their trademarks, is AirPower. So it would not really be, what is it? What's the word? It would not be really safe to assume that AirPower is completely dead. Now, this design may be dead, but the actual concept of AirPower lives on because Apple still has that trademark. And as long as they have that trademark and don't give it up, it's theirs to keep and to use for whatever product they build. And now, this product alone might be dead. Who knows? Maybe this email was real and it was not fake and it was not a joke and that this might actually be dead. But on the contrary, maybe it's not dead and maybe they're playing a joke on us. Who knows? I mean, it's an unlike Apple's thing to just announce a product and then cancel it. Because if you look at the iPhone 4 in white, that was on the brink of death. But Apple came back and they released it eventually. So that might be the same case with AirPower. Maybe they're just taking a break right now because they realize that the technology standards are not up to par and that the technology that the technology just simply does not exist right now. So they're going to have to build it, and it's going to basically be a whole new invention. It's not only going to be an innovation of wireless charging, AirPower itself, it's going to be a whole new invention. And innovation and invention are two different things. Innovation is improving something that already exists, whereas inventions are completely brand new ideas. AirPower is a completely brand new idea. Sure, it has some innovation to it. Like, before you guys go saying in the comments that, oh no, AirPower is just an innovation. No, it's not. It's both, actually. It's both an innovation and an invention. Reason it's an invention is because it has so many new concepts that no other wireless charging device has. But the reason why it's an innovation is because it still uses wireless charging coils to operate. So it's not like it's a new sort of way, like actual true wireless charging where you don't need any contact or cables. But see, at the same time though, you have to also consider that, I mean, like, this could be honestly, what was I gonna say? Actually, you know what? Let's sum it up this way. So, basically, honestly, in my opinion, to really just wrap up this video, because I bet this has been, like, very long here. Let me just actually quickly check the timer here on OBS. Yeah, it's been about, like, 14 minutes, so I might just end it here, actually. But, so, on to the contrary now. To sum it up, I think, honestly, this is my opinion. Now, you don't have to follow this if you don't want to. You can totally disagree with me, and I would be okay with it. But I think that Apple has not killed off the AirPower project. Keyword, project. I think they might have killed off the design of AirPower, and they're starting from scratch, but I think they have not killed off the project. The project seems like it would be a little bit too far and too far-fetched. Because if you look at the email as well, it doesn't have an original source. Like, they just say that it's from the VP or Vice President of Hardware and Engineering from Apple. But, I mean, if you look at it this way, did he actually come out with a statement and say anything about it? No. And was there any mention of this on Apple's website? Even, like, right now here, actually, I might even check if there was any mention of AirPower being canceled. Let's just do a quick search here. Let's type in AirPower. And let's see what pops up. And sorry, I am a bad speller. Or, like, I'm not just a bad speller, I'm just a bad typer. But yeah, if we go here at least, we can see that, oh, what is this? iPhone 10, huh? When AirPower is searched. This is interesting. Because I already actually kind of knew about this. I'm just sort of having the little, like, reaction for you guys. But this is definitely interesting. This has all of the iPhone 10 specs, and Apple has not even removed this yet. This is still on their website. This is still on their US website, as you can see right there. That's on their actual website, which is insane. But yeah, so, oh, shoot. But yeah, so anyway, though, let's go back here. Let's go to Explore. Legal trademarks. Okay, now let's go here. And as you can see here, right there, AirPower, wireless charging. They haven't gotten rid of it. It's there. And it's there to stay for hopefully a while. But it's there still, which is the most interesting thing about it, is that it's still a trademark. That's interesting right there. AirPower is still a trademark. Apple has not gotten rid of it. They've not done anything with it. It's there still, which is definitely interesting. And not only that, it's under the hardware trademark. So that's pretty interesting, I would say. Let's go under accessories here. Country or region, United States. Let's see here. Oh, this is warranty information, actually. Yeah, so then this is not actually of any importance right now. And sorry I keep on doing that. My Mac likes to use hot corners, so... Or at least I enabled that on here. But yeah, anyway, though, this right here indicates alone that AirPower, it's still a trademark. That's interesting. Because even though people are saying that AirPower's story is over and it's dead, that's far from the truth. Like, honestly. In my opinion, that's very, very far from the truth. The Project AirPower itself, it's not the end of it. In fact, it's the end of the beginning, as I would like to call it. People say that it might be the beginning of the end for it, but I think it's just the end of the beginning. So... Because, think about it. They did 2 years of research and development. What did they learn from that? A lot. Apple learned a lot from that. And since they learned a lot from that, in the future, who knows, maybe like 1 to 2 years from now, heck, maybe even 3 or 4, there will be a technology breakthrough that Apple will discover that will make this standard possible for the very first time. And they will be able to build it, and build it the right way. And not only that, I still think that it's a little bit vague to say that the standard was not up to par. Not up to par, just because they did actually have, like, I'm giving just Apple the benefit of the doubt here. They did have some options available to them for heat dissipation. For example, vapor chambers. They're actually very popular in Android smartphones, believe it or not, but they also provide some pretty good cooling. So if Apple had one massive vapor chamber below all of those wireless charging coils, maybe one below it, one above it, I think that would actually be pretty smart. That would be a pretty smart idea. And actually, maybe not above it, just because then that would probably interfere with wireless charging. But if they had one below all of those wireless charging coils, that would actually dissipate heat quite well, and that would not cause any problems. Or the other option that they could have gone with, and some actually wireless chargers use this currently, even mine does actually, my Samsung wireless charger that I have, that actually uses this, but they could have used a small fan in the bottom of AirPower. Like maybe not one that was like super thick, that they would have to make AirPower super thick, but they could use a small fan. So those are the two things that Apple currently could use. But see, both options, though, I'd imagine, are quite expensive to manufacture and difficult to manufacture for Apple's manufacturing. Oh, and that brings me to another point, too, actually. If you guys know, about a few weeks ago, there was leaks of Apple confirming with their supply chains for AirPower to go into mass production. That says something. Because if you're going to have a product go into mass production, then it's basically confirmed to be out at that point. Which means essentially that if you have it going into that sort of stage, Apple gave it the thumbs up saying that everything is done, everything is fixed, and it's ready for the consumers, meaning us. But I mean, honestly, since this sort of quote unquote report has surfaced, lots of people have gone crazy saying, like, oh, hey, where's AirPower? Is it actually dead? Is this a joke? Yada, yada, yada. Many people have been skeptical, including myself. I mean, in fact, I was heartbroken to learn that the potential of AirPower dying was basically very, very high. But I still think that there is some hope left. I still think that the project is still alive, just in fragments right now. And it's not being worked on currently because obviously they re-scrambled their employees to other things. But since they have the trademark here, and since they have that source code that I showed you guys earlier on their website, and even code in iOS 12.2 when that was actually launched with AirPods 2, I still think that there is a lot of evidence and a lot of hope that AirPower is coming. Just probably not this year, probably not next year, probably not the year after, but the year after that. I think it's going to take about 4 years, at least, to build it, to research, and to develop it. I think it's going to take just a little bit longer because, again, AirPower is not as simple as 90% of you think. In fact, not just 90% of you, probably I'd say more about 97% of you will think. AirPower is not that simple. It's a very complex charger, and honestly, that's kind of an understatement to call it even a charger at this point. Like a wireless charger, that's a very, very, like, just vague understatement. And because of just all of its exclusivity. Like, I mean, sure, you can call it a charger, you can call it a wireless charger if you want to, but it's a lot more complicated than you guys may think. I mean, if you were looking at it from Apple's eyes, I mean, sure, I would be like, oh, I mean, we can't do this right now. We have to say something about it because Apple stayed silent about it for so long, and people were starting to wonder, oh, is this actually going to happen or not? And then there was this today that basically said that it's not. But again, if this is real, if AirPower is actually dead, I think that Apple didn't really make themselves clear in saying that AirPower, like itself, like just the design, is dead. I think that, again, the actual project is just fine. It's just in fragments right now, and really almost nobody is working on it, at least as of right now. So until we get like really more reports or more news or whatever on AirPower, I think it's just safe to assume right now that if you're planning to buy any sort of wireless charger, I mean, if you're planning to do any of that at all, because even right now, obviously Apple doesn't offer any wireless chargers under their brand name, but Belkin and Mophie do. So I recommend either getting one of those or the one I have. It's a Samsung wireless charger. It's a special edition actually, and I have to say it's pretty good as well. It works with Qi-enabled phones. That's also actually one other thing you have to make sure as well, that those wireless chargers support the Qi standard, which most of them do, even this one. this wireless charging power bank. It supports the Qi standard, and as you can see, obviously right here, you place your phone on it, it charges. You just have to hit the power button, but yeah, it charges it. So it works with really just about any wireless charger. So anyway, though, I think this video has been long enough and traumatizing enough. So I am going to get going now, and I'm going to start working on some other stuff for you guys. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and also I might even be covering some iPhone leaks as well, hopefully soon, but we'll see about that, obviously. So anyway, I will update you guys at a later time, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.